Well, good morning from the woodyard. It's a little chilly. I can barely move my mouth right now when I'm talking. It's only like 35 degrees. It's a little abnormal this time of the year here in Raleigh, North Carolina area to be this chilly. We've experienced 70s and a little bit of the 80s lately. So just a little bit of a cold spell. Just got finished adding on to my little bin here. I'm just gonna see how well, this is more like a project. See how well it works. Seems to be the trend on YouTube. Chris with In the Woodyard. I don't know if he started the trend, but there's so many Firewood guys that watches him. And I know he started doing it. I'm assuming he figured it out from somebody else. I know these massive Firewood producers put it in these big old piles, big cones. They don't stack anything. So we'll see how it works. Chris swears by it, but maybe his climate's a little different than mine. It's all red oak and pecan going in to my bins here. I'm not gonna put any maple in there. I separate the maple out. And yeah, I could park a little closer, but this is just kind of where I ended up. So this is where I'm gonna chuck it from. A lot of chucking this morning. Just got back from Oak Island, which is on the coast of North Carolina. It's one of our favorite vacationing spots for the beach. No shark's teeth. We were on the east end of the island. They say the west end is the best end. And we kind of like both ends, but I will say I believe the west end has more shark's teeth, which is more important to me. 'Cause I like to go there and hunt for stuff. If I could pan for gold at the beach, I would do it. I don't know how to deep sea dive. I think that'd be pretty cool to hunt for treasure at the bottom of the ocean. That would be pretty neat. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Just forgot that they were on. Oh. So yesterday I hand split. Ooh, it's on the top of the cab of my truck here. Real interesting view for y'all. So I hand split. May have to add a couple more walls onto this. So I hand split yesterday about a face cord. It took me a couple of hours. Probably gonna have to add another wall around. Anyway, it took me a couple of hours to do that. I haven't had exercise like that in at least a week and a half. So I feel like I just needed that. This is all kind of bundle grade wood up here at the front. I separated that out because I'm a psycho. Yeah, you know, whatever. That's what I do. A lot of unnecessary things, but whatever. That's maple in there, so I got to separate that out too. Then the pecan and the red oak. Have some decent sized gaps at the bottom of the pallets there. I want to make sure that this wood is not going to fall through there, because that would affect this little experiment. If that wood gets moldy, that's just going to spread to the other wood, I would imagine. Big old chunks of pecan. I mean, this one is red oak, but these are pecan. And this is a very, look at that. Ooh. Anyway, it's not a very dense wood. I mean, compared to the red oak, so I mean, maybe the red oak has a lot more water in it. I don't know. I didn't check for the moisture content. but the pecan is just so much lighter in weight. And if the pecan is in the hickory family, which I've read that it is, huge difference in density of the wood. Huge difference. Hickory is very heavy compared to pecan. This is going to be a nightmare getting this stuff out. May have to temporarily put all this bundle grade wood over here somewhere. I've got all my bundle grade wood over there. That's not even bundle grade, that's premium bundle grade. People ask for, if they ask for the premium stuff, that's white glove. I mean, all my services are white glove service, but that, I'm gonna have to put double gloves on each hand. That is serious. That's a whole nother level. Wrap it up, you know, and like gift wrap something. But this right here, that is a dense piece of pecan. That's more of the heartwood. That is super dense right there. But the majority of this, the sapwood, is not dense. And hickory is dense. Look at this fella. What are you gonna do with that? Look at that big boy. You can see where I ripped it. That was a massive piece, a massive round that I had to rip. Any of you viewers out there excited about the Masters this week? I'm really excited about it. I'm not saying that I have the golf bug like I used to have, because I was insane, kind of like the double premium firewood that now is going to be double gloved in each hand to present to my customers. I'm not quite psycho about golf like I am with the firewood right now. But at one time, I played like 120, 130 rounds of golf in a year. Think about that. That is a ton of golf. But I love it. I had been to the Masters one time. I won the lottery ticket. Been applying to those things for, I don't know, at least a decade. Something like that. So I went to a practice round, and it was like heaven on earth. Just the grounds are incredible. So amazing. Not a pine cone in sight. If I saw a pine cone, I would have been disappointed, because everybody told me, they said, oh, it's nothing like you've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. I've heard that they selectively take the seed heads off of the pine straw and like shred it. I don't know. It's a whole nother level. Look at that monster piece of pecan right there. That is gonna make the premium grade, double premium. I'm kidding you. I don't ask people if they want premium or double premium or bundle grade, whatever. I don't know. It's just, I was just thinking about it, just being funny. So this show's all about fun, right? Silliness, fun. Yeah, look at that big boy. Good gosh, look at that feller. Man, that is a big piece. That's probably 18 inches right there. Got an 18-inch piece next to a 14 and a half foot piece. This is probably like a maybe 15. Yeah, look at that. So if you get a chance to go to the Masters, you know, if somebody offers you a ticket to the Masters, you should just find a way to go one time. Like, I've never been in the Kentucky Derby. I think that'd be pretty cool to experience that. I I have been to the U.S. Open golf, and I've been to the U.S. Open for tennis. And I'm not a tennis person at all. It was fun to go for a little bit. Now, if I would have gone when I was younger, when like Agassi was playing, that would have been cool. Michael Chang, those guys. Sampras. That would have been neat. Sometimes that metal wire over there will snap, and I'm praying that it doesn't snap. Ooh, if I hit the wood like that, like if the wood hits it exactly right, and it's super tight, that wire, yeah, it gets split. Golly, these pieces, man, look at this. Some of this stuff is just so knotty, I didn't know what to do with it. Huge. Chuckin. I should probably like park right next to it and just kind of lay it in there. Or if that would be a lot easier. Kind of like just dumping it like that. Maybe I'll try that. Hope y'all don't go anywhere. Wire cutters out of the way here. All right, y'all stayed up there. Amazing, awesome. Can you even see the sort of kind of a little bit? I think it moved maybe a little. If I move you over just a little bit, we'll see what that does. This is a great view, a little bird's eye view here. What do you think? I like it. I mean, I really like it. Well, that's a lot easier. You know, sometimes it just takes me talking through to the video here. Maybe to do things a little easier. Now, this pecan does not dry well, or red oak, in this massive, not even massive pile, in this pile, this bin that I have. I'm gonna be crushed, okay? I will be crushed. Because that means I'm gonna have to go back to the old method of stacking and do this all over again by stacking them. And I'm telling you what, you know, just won't be a happy camper. See what happens, but this is an experiment. I have some pecan in my lean-to. See how well that performs in the lean-to. Gets a little bit of the western sun, southwest western sun. So it's a little bit of the sun, but not much. Ooh, it's a tight wire. So I did put some deck screws, about 3 of them, into the pallet, the base of the pallet down there, into the other pallet, into like the framing members, just to make sure it's secure at the bottom. What a beautiful morning to work though. This is nice. Got the sun in my face. Beautiful. Got the beautiful sun on the wood. That's even better. Even better. Knocking some of this. It was muddy when I split yesterday. We had like 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain. The day before I split. And I was in my buddy Brent's woodyard. It was super muddy. I was like, you know what? It's more muddy out here though. It could get much more muddy out here than at Brent's woodyard. So that's why I decided to hand split. Plus it's a really good exercise. Really good. I told my wife Lauren yesterday, look at all that. There was a vine on there. I hope it wasn't poison ivy. That always kind of worries me sometimes. I get a vine off of there. Like 100 years ago or longer, if you would have told like pioneer type people that we actually go and pay money to work out at a gym, they'd probably laugh at us. You would think that's so funny. They'd be like, what are you talking about? I work out the entire day doing different stuff. Because they had to survive. Yeah. They didn't have the Ubers. They didn't have the Ubers and the Gophers and the cleaners and the nannies. I'm not saying they didn't have them. Some did, obviously. But y'all know what I'm saying. Don't you do it. See all that stuff all over it? Just trying to clean it off a little bit. Yeah, that's looking beautiful right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Start working over here a little bit now, I think. I hope that wire, okay, that wire's okay. I was worried about it. I was worried about that wire snapping. Clean wood. Those pieces are beautiful right there. I don't know what type of red oak. I don't believe this is northern red oak. I think northern red oak is darker. So I don't know what kind this is. It could be water oak, possibly. I don't know. Water oak does have a lot of that, like that moss, like green fungi on it around here. So it could be a water oak. This is what I do not like about the trifold. And I believe I've told y'all this before. If I had to do it again, I had to pick out a cover, a bed cover for my truck. I would have gotten the roll up, the Velcro one, not the one that's got a big old coil that takes up like this much space in your bed. I'm not talking about that one. What's the name of that one? Is it a tonneau, something like that? I can't remember. I don't want that one because it takes up too much room in the bed of the truck. I'm talking about the one that's just Velcro, kind of like Chris in the woodyard. I actually think that same one that he has is the one that I would get. Looks like it's easy to roll up, and it rolls up kind of tight, close to the window, which is awesome. Finally got some new pallets in. I did a really big job that had like 7 or 8 pallets. Nice, beautiful pallets. So I can finally add on to this. I'm having a hard time finding pallets. And I'm not gonna pay for pallets, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Maybe pay for plastic pallets, something like that. Something you don't normally get. Still trying to figure out what to do with my old pallets, if I want to burn them, because I've never, it's a nice bundle grade wood right there. I've never burnt like a brush pile or a massive pile before. I don't know, it just makes me really nervous. I'm not saying I won't do it, but I know I can do that with the pallets, but then you got to figure out what to do with all the nails. If you just use a magnet, which we have tons of, I'm a roofer, so we have tons of yard magnets. I could just pick as many as I could up. I don't know. But to pay money to dump all those things, man, I would not be happy about that. Not be happy about it. That's the bark of the red oak that I was splitting. Not much of a heartwood. Think it's a water oak? Think. That's a dense piece of pecan right there. I always seem to split larger when I'm hand splitting. Like with the log splitter, I can precisely, especially with a single wedge, I can precisely get just the right size splits. But when I'm hand splitting it, doesn't quite work that way. It just takes a whole lot more time to make them exactly right. But I do not, I do like not having to wear headphones, super noisy, towing the splitter out here and then cleaning it off, towing it back. Do not like doing that. So hand splitting is nice for that reason. But it takes a lot longer to hand split, and you get worn out hand splitting versus log splitting. I mean, you can get worn out log splitting for sure. I mean, I do. Because most of the time I'm stacking it also. I'll log split it, and then I'll stack it. So it takes me a long time. Most people just split it, either put in a pile or stack it later. I kind of do it at the same time. That way it gives my log splitter a little break. This is a beautiful piece of pecan. Look at that. I don't get many straight-ish grain pecan pieces, but that right there, that's nice. Real nice. Stay up there, all right. Stay up there. My wood yard's next to a pretty busy road. Even though it's only a 2-lane road. Still out in the country, but it's not really in the country anymore. A lot of people are moving out this way. My parents have pretty large farm out here. I say farm because it used to be a tobacco farm. But now we just have most of it timbered. So we're in the timber kind of management program. Mixed hardwoods and loblolly pines, which is a part of the southern yellow pine family. That is red oak, pecan, so red oak, believe. Pecan. Look at that beautiful piece of pecan right there. Woo. Not many like that. I'll mix some maple. There's maple right there. Not ready for that yet. Pecan right over there. Pecan. Pecan. Red oak. Got to figure out what to do with these bundle grade. Look at that red oak. Oh boy. Oh boy. But it's not perfect. Still gonna make the cut though. Look at that. Yes. It's a good sized piece too. Oh, just landed right on the ground. Landed right on the ground. Not treating it like it's precious. You know? Pecan, pecan, pecan. That's suspect right there. That may or may not do it. For the time being, it'll do it. When I split this, it kind of reminded me of the way it splits, kind of like elm a little bit. At least the twisty ones. I was like, man, this is crazy. Kind of tough to split. Unless you get straight grain, which I rarely came across any straight grain stuff. What's going on here? Tiny piece. Maple, kind of. That's got to be pecan. I think that's pecan. Nope, that's maple. Maple, pecan, red oak, pecan, red oak. What you doing in there? What is that one doing? Pecan, pecan, red oak, red oak. The maple, the red maple is going to go on top of the crepe myrtle here. Got some rough looking crepe myrtle. Anything but straight. There is some crepe myrtle in there that's straight. I'm always shocked by that. Look at this piece right here. That is a decent size. It's got that nice kind of curling to it. It's a pretty wood. Can't see it, I guess, in the shade. Very pretty wood. Also have some muscle wood in there. Call it ironwood, muscle wood, which I believe people up north that say they have ironwood. I think it looks different than what we get around here. It's a very, very smooth bark, and it looks like it has striations on it. That's why they call it muscle wood. Looks like muscles. Pretty neat. Oh man, this is gonna be some crooked looking piles right here, but I'm not stacking them very high, so I'm not super concerned about it. Until I am. Until I am. It's worked out though. Don't have a lot of red maple here. Last piece. I have my blower, I'd blow out the bed of my truck, but I don't. And that's it, y'all. That's all that I'm gonna do. I need to go and help my parents do something this morning. And that'll be it. That's all my Raymer Woodyard fun today. Thank y'all for joining me. got a whole different view today than typical. I put it on top of the cab of my truck and it worked out, my little tripod. It worked out. And I'll probably end up going back to Brent's woodyard. So I got a lot of pecan to split over there, and it is beautiful pecan. It is, I can't remember the diameter. I want to say some of it's like 28 inches in diameter, but some is like more manageable, around 20 inches. There's some decent pieces. I'll get a ton of bundle grade firewood from that. So another fun day. Thank y'all for joining me. Have a great day and enjoy the Masters. If I don't see you again, if I don't hear from you, comment, whatever you do. Try and watch the Masters, y'all. It's awesome. It's a good time. Y'all have a great day.